I wonder if you consider yourself to be a follower of Christ, a Christian, if there's anything in your life that you derive a great deal of value from. In fact, maybe it's something that if you were really honest, it kind of gives you an identity. It's who you are. It's what you do. Um, it could be your career, your job, you know. It could be a relationship, something you have going on with somebody and you find a great deal of joy and identity out of it. Well, I don't know if you've ever noticed that God has a tendency to want to strip these things away from us. Things that supply our identity, things that would be markers of who we are. And we see an example of this in the book of John. And it's actually the story of John the Baptist. And what we find is that John the Baptist has created quite a career. In fact, he's quite famous for being this baptizer. He's got a lot of notoriety. He's set up a business, if you would, baptizing people. Only the problem is, one day, this new guy comes in and sets up a new business literally right across the street, or in this case, right across the river. And John's employees come to him and say, "Hey, John, we're in trouble because there's this new business. It's right across the street. It's right across the river. This other guy is baptizing. He's stealing all the customers. He's stealing your identity. He's stealing your notoriety." And this new guy happens to be Jesus. Now John's response to this is something that we as believers, as followers of Christ, really ought to take note of. What John says is that Jesus must become greater and I must become less. In other words, the business of Jesus must become greater than my own business. The identity of Jesus needs to become greater than my own identity. In other words, it's the giving away of me and the becoming of Christ. It's Christ in me that must prevail over me in me. I wonder, what is it in you that Jesus wants to take away, that he wants to strip away, that he's wanting to replace the you in you with the him in you, making it Christ in you. He must become greater. I must become less. What is it that you're finding your identity in? What is it that you're finding your value in that Jesus wants to pull away? He wants to strip away and replace that with him. You see, this process is a very painful process. It can be a very scary process. But for the true believer, it's an essential process. And it's the process that leads to life. For Jesus alone is the way. He is the truth. And he is the life. My name is Eric, and I'm the 5-Minute Pastor.